Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the South Park Center and I'm here Brad and Fred with their movie Silverlight. Let's take a look at a clip. Thank you both for being here. And
you're welcome. Thank you.
But you came from Toronto, and that's such a privilege to have you here.
Home of the Raptors.
Home of the Raptors. There you go. I loved your film so much,
Thank you.
As I've mentioned to you many times.
Much.
But for those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis.
It's a love story between two men that starts when they're in high school. One grows up to be out and proud. The other stays in the small town and leads a closeted life, but they continue the relationship. Then one of them dies, and so it's a light comedy.
Yeah.
So it's about in essence, it's about dealing with loss and dealing with grief, and how to move beyond that, even in a situation where there aren't a lot of outlets for you to deal with that grief.
Yeah. What I love, it's just a story about two humans that, there was love and there was loss, and it was just so powerful. As I've told you, I've watched the movie many times, and I don't think I've ever watched it without shedding tears, because it's just amazing. And that's so amazing because it's a short film, and the fact that you were so captivated by these actors and this story and this music, it is very powerful to do that in a short period of time. Where did the inspiration come for you in creating this particular project?
Well, the inspiration for this was easy. I had the opportunity to hear a song by a recording artist I'd never heard of, who goes by the moniker Frederick. I know, I'm Fred, he's Frederick. It's confusing, two different people. And I loved the song.
It's a great song.
And the more I listened to it, the more the lyrics spoke to me. And I realized it was telling this story about a relationship between two men, one of whom wasn't ready to come out.
Yeah.
And in the end, they realize that the relationship isn't going to work.
Yeah.
So the song is about lost love.
Yeah.
Maybe even the one that got away.
Yeah.
But then I started formulating this idea for this music video, sort of expanding on the lyrics. And I've always loved music videos. I'm a child of the 80s, right?
Yeah, 90s too.
MTV.
Yeah.
And
much music in the
right. I've always loved music videos as a way to tell a story.
Yeah.
Yes, there are traditional music videos where the band is playing, but then there are those music videos that really tell a story, and you can tell this story in 3, 4, 5 minutes. And I always loved that concept and that medium.
Yeah.
So I had this idea. The problem was we didn't know who Frederick was. We didn't know. So and I didn't even know that it wasn't his real name. So I started Googling, found out he had an EP a few years ago. Anyway, ended up finding his real name, getting an email address. It's you can do. There's a lot out there about anyone on the Google machine. So
Scary.
nothing. Stuff, blog posts he wrote when he was in college.
They're still online. Oh God, I better check.
I know. So I found an email address for him and for the record company,
Light Organ Records,
which turns out is based in Vancouver. So at first I didn't even know that they were also Canadian, but turns out they're based in Vancouver. So cold called.
Oh,
and of
fantastic.
course, and so at first they were like, okay, who are these people?
Yeah.
And if you're not Canadian, you don't realize that, if you're from the rest of Canada, you don't like Toronto.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't like
Toronto.
It's kind of like, it's kind of like in the States, it's like, New Yorkers are weird. And I
Or
can say
LA
that
as well, I
because
guess.
I'm
Yeah,
also
true.
from New York.
Yeah.
From Toronto, but also from New York.
Yeah.
So, okay, who are you and why do you think you're some big shot who can do our music video? So I sent them links to other films that we had done together. We do all of our stuff together. And they said, oh, wow, okay, send us a treatment for the music video. they said, you know what, we hadn't thought about doing a music video for this song. We were just going to release it, but let's do the music video. We love it.
Wow, I love that.
They gave us sort of like carte blanche.
Yeah.
I was moved by the characters so much. Like it's amazing when you're moved so much, so you feel so much so quickly. How was that casting process? Because that must have been a little bit difficult to do when you've got to try and find some people that look like the younger version of obviously the people that the adults in today.
We made a decision that we would find the adults first, because they play a larger role in the film. Once we nailed that, then it was a hunt for teenagers who looked like they could pass for the adults.
Right.
And so I went through a database of local teen actors in the greater Toronto area, and found a number of headshots of kids who that guy he could pass
like matching
that. And so we invited them to come and audition, and it was all on the same day, and we kind of narrowed it down. You know, let people go. Finally, it was the last two who we were like, we really hope it's these two, and we really hope like this works. And so we did that last improv with them, and it's one of those.
Like
it was magic. It was magic.
It was perfect.
These two teenagers, you know, and at the time we didn't know if they were gay or straight or whatever, and they had to share a kiss, and they shared that kiss, but they had to do it in a sort of trepidatious way that not only all teenagers do, but imagine gay teenagers having their first kiss. Would do it,
and they're teenagers, and it's a lot of pressure anyway.
It's a lot to ask for an actor, for sure.
And it was the look that they gave each other after the kiss was movie magic. That's the only way to describe it. It was golden.
Right? Yeah, and what you certainly got. I couldn't believe how much alike they looked. There wasn't that many years like between them anyway. What was so incredible was I actually loved the way the whole film was shot, the way it was, you know, a lot of panning, which I loved. You sort of, especially the opening, you sort of just get taken on this like journey. I felt like I was on this journey myself. It was so powerful and so moving. And then once I kind of, you know, felt just on this journey with the film, I was like, how on earth did you film in this snow? And how was that easy? Was that difficult? What was the story with that? Because that's difficult enough for any filmmaker.
I mean, it's tricky. Like, I think all Canadians sort of know how to work in the snow. We're just sort of used to it because it like snows most of the time. So it's like you're not gonna get anything done if you don't, right? So we just for the outdoor stuff, you know, it was me, my DP Danielle, our DP Danielle, and camera assist Andrew and Amar, and we were just like hauling out with the tripod and the camera and the lens and stuff, and they were troopers. We just park and shoot, right?
I mean, it's the two of us who are here, but truth be told, we have a whole team.
We have an army,
back in Toronto.
Thank you, Army.
Yes, and we couldn't have done it without them. And we, you ask about the snow, though. We had to film in snow because
it's in the lyrics of the song,
right? Like footsteps in the snow. I mean, a lot of the imagery is snow in winter.
So we had to convince all these people to like take a bus to Sudbury in wintertime in January.
Sudbury, Ontario.
Wow.
So it was funny though, because when we were initially in pre-production, we looked at renting like a snowmaking machine just in case there wasn't snow falling.
Oh, you got snow, right?
Oh, one of the days we were there, it was
like
a snowstorm.
Proper snowstorm.
It was a proper
snowstorm.
But
it's great. Like you get the close up, and you get like, you know, feckles of snow, like dustings of snow right on their face.
It looks beautiful on camera.
And that's all free. That's all free. Like you don't need a snow machine at all.
No, you don't.
But it was cold AF.
Oh yes. It didn't look warm at all.
No.
One of the things that I think really sat with me watching this film was just this, you know, story about two people that were in love, two people that lost. And I think no matter what you take from this film, whether you just understand about, maybe it's the first time you ever watch a love relationship between, you know, two people of the same sex, whether it's, you know, maybe something you reminisce from maybe someone that you've lost before, It was just this human relationship. You know, what did you want, aside from obviously the song came first, but what did you want your audience to kind of take from your film?
I didn't.
Yeah,
Universality.
I mean, exactly what you said.
Yeah.
That, yes, it's a story told through the lens of a gay man, but it's also a universal story.
Yeah.
It's the story of love, and it's a story of love through struggle.
Yeah.
Love that isn't always accepted.
Yeah.
And a story of loss and the grieving process.
Yeah.
And unanswered questions. Absolutely, and everybody deals with that. Doesn't
Exactly.
matter who you are. Everyone deals with that.
And I love that you took this universal effect, because we're all, if we haven't done, we've all going to grieve at some point in our lives.
Exactly.
Just one thing, we've all loved, we're all going to lose. And I love that it was taken between these two relationships, because I kept thinking to myself, like, you know, how powerful this film is for people that aren't used to seeing maybe a relationship of the same sex, how comforting it is to watch just to see two people that loved each other, and that's all it is. It's just love, you know. And I found that very powerful, and I thought, wow, I'd love every person that's struggling with maybe their child coming out, or someone that's not unaware or uneducated or whatever it may be, to watch this film, because I think it will just show the true essence of love, and we all love and we all lose, and it's universal no matter what or who it is. And I think that was something that was really powerful. So everyone's got to see it.
Yeah. Thank you.
What was it like to put it in front of an audience at New Filmmakers LA, and being part of the celebration of Canadian cinema? What was that experience like for you?
It was great to see. You know, as filmmakers, you have these plans, right? You storyboard, you shoot, you edit, but you know, sometimes you're not really sure if it's working or not, because you don't really have that healthy distance.
Yeah.
And it's only when you put it in front of an audience and everybody comes to you and says, I cried.
Yeah.
I cried. And then you're like, oh, good. I mean, yes, I'm sorry that we made you cry. But the emotional reaction that we wanted to convey is working. And it's such validation for us as filmmakers. Yeah. And it's every single time people come and tell us that they cried, we're thrilled.
Yeah.
So it was the same thing last night.
Best comment you can receive for this film, isn't it? Yeah.
And it is nice to get this is kind of a very Canadian thing, I'm going to say, but to get the validation from the LA filmmaking community. Yeah. Because LA is the center.
Right.
Yeah.
And the US is the center for cinema.
Yeah.
And so for New Filmmakers LA to reach out to Canadian filmmakers and say, we want to celebrate you, as well as connect you with the industry here in LA. That was amazing.
The US has always been very warm to our films. We've played at a number of LGBT film festivals over the year, and it's been fantastic.
We've had world premieres in LA and Austin.
We're going to New York next.
New York.
Yeah. It's been fantastic.
Well deserved. Well, I'm sure the US will give you validation on the way out, so it'll be fine. What's next for you both?
Is to make it into a feature.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
We would like to expand on it.
Yeah, we want to take the story and expand on it, give these characters a life beyond the 5.5 minutes of the short film. And
we've been talking to the musician Frederick about expanding the rest of his music, his album,
his oeuvre,
great,
different tracks, and seeing how we can incorporate them into a much larger story.
Right. So kind of incorporate elements of the music video medium, but as a feature-length drama.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm loving it. That's fantastic. And of course,
in the snow.
I don't expect anything less when you're from Toronto. Listen, it's a real honor and privilege to have you come to LA and be part of the film festival with us and to share your film. Thank you for enlightening us, and more people should see Silverlight, and we appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing much more of your work. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you. Brad and for everybody, Silverlight.